It's BV. It's BV. BV. It's BV.
Yeah.
It's BV. It's BV.
BV.
It's BV.
BV.
It's BV.
It's BV and Jellified, Jimmy Beam and Bly, reaching highest where we reach, yo, as high as to the stars. Beats in the villain Jeep, vibrating other cars. Whose world is this? Yo, we say the world is ours. So we grow beards, no fear, photos so clear. Take another shot, so to speak, yeah, more beer. BV worldwide, with a fist to the sky. Cheers, cheers, new year's, dope rhyme, good vibes. My crew speaks power, Chi-Town bleeds power. Knowledge, wisdom, and truth in the final hour. Respect, loyalty, family, charity speaks power. Here the village brotherhood speaks honor. Forwards and onwards, stay villain to the end. I will never shave again because my beard is not a trend. I represent excellence, leadership, and never follow. I'm a BBC member, yo, lieutenant of Chicago.
One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. It's BV. 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 Yo, all I see.
Hey, there we are. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the bearded villains, worldwide brotherhood, and the lives they are changing all over the world. Guys, welcome. Thank you so much for having the patience with me. Oh my gosh, what a week we have had up here in northern Indiana. It's been kind of crazy. I had all sorts of great ideas, and we were all set for a January 1st release of this podcast. It was kind of crazy how the timing worked out because we had Christmas Day. And as I said, I'm not holding back for holidays. I'm not taking holidays off now. So if a holiday rolls around, if something rolls around and it's our day, then it's our day. We will find a way to get the podcast out, get our live stream going. And so it was supposed to be New Year's Day. And unfortunately for us up here and me, we had a nice ice storm go through on New Year's Eve. And ooh, boy. And then after the ice came down, came the thick snow on top of it. And anybody that has ever seen that knows what that does. Lands on things, trees go down, things go down, power lines go down, all sorts of craziness. So, unfortunately, in the remote area that I live in, we were not in one of the prescribed areas that was considered to be, necessary to get our power back on right away. So 3 days later, here we are. Now I have power. It's nice. But thankfully for us, we had a place to go. We had a family lake house we could go to an hour south of here. So we did have power and amenities and different things for the last few days. Unfortunately, I couldn't take all of my gear. So had to wait, but I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. I know many of you have reached out to me, checked in on me, make sure I'm doing okay. Thank you so much for that. But I can't help but feel a little apologetic. And I know you guys, many of you have said, hey, it's no problem. It's no problem. But we get on a schedule here and people expect the podcast out there, especially those that don't actually have time to come in here live with us right now on YouTube, that listen to it on a weekly basis. And it's a routine that they get into. They listen to the podcast during a certain thing that they do on Saturday or Sunday or Monday. And unfortunately, we weren't able to give that to them. So those of you who listen on the regular podcast platforms out there, I apologize, but thank you for being patient. Hopefully you're going to get something really cool out of this episode. This is episode 64. And wow. I'm just, every time I add another episode to this thing, I'm just amazed. I was told long ago, oh, this probably won't last more than a few episodes. And I said, nope, we're going through. We're going to push through. Here we are, episode 64, growing strong, over a year long. Those of you who are new here to the podcast and live stream, just a real quick rundown. The podcast started a little over a year ago. Initially, it was only a podcast that came out once every 2 to 3 weeks. Then last January, I decided we're going to make this, actually, it was, I think, December that we decided that it was going to be a weekly podcast. So we started doing weekly. And I say we, I mean me. I started doing weekly podcasts. But then I decided, hey, around episode 25, wouldn't it be cool if we started doing this YouTube live stream thing? And so since episode 25 now, back in January, late January, early February of 2020, we've been doing live streams here. And this is so fun. It lets people, enjoy this in a different way. Plus, it gives us a chance to show some things during the podcast, during the live stream, that we normally wouldn't be able to show. And it provides an avenue for people to come back out to watch this later. So if you can't watch the whole thing, you can go back and watch it later on YouTube. There's pictures that we show. There's videos that we show. We share all sorts of really cool stuff here on the live streams. And people that listen to it in the audio form only get the audio part of that. So they can always come back if something strikes them and something's really interesting to them. They can always come back and be like, hey, I wonder what that looked like. And head over to the YouTube channel and see what that's about. So, as I said, guys, we are on episode 64. And this week, we got a fun one. We've been prepping for this for a little bit. And boy, first of all, those of you brothers that are here live from Lakeshore, let me say a big hearty thank you and thank you for your patience. I know that I know from personal experience, once you get a new logo approved, the art committee approves it and you're ready to go, you're good to go with it. I know what it's like because you want to share it to the world. You're proud of it and you want to just throw it out there and say, this is us. This is our identity. This is who we are now as a chapter. And I'll be darned, Dan kept his word. And several episodes back when I talked to him and we talked about the fact that they had a new chapter and they were coming up with a new logo, he said, hey, maybe we will release the logo on the podcast, on the live stream. And I just thought, okay, whatever. Under my breath, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, whatever. That's not going to happen, but it's a nice sentiment. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we never saw anything. And then finally he reached out to me and he's like, hey, we got it approved. When do you want to do it? And I'm like, are you kidding? You still want to do it you're going to have to wait like a week now before we can do this. He's like, nope, I'm a man of my word. We're going to do it. And so, boy, we got to talking. I actually did a short interview with him, and we're going to share that here in a few minutes, a short interview talking about what their logo is about. Every time we have a new logo come out in BV, there's usually some sort of hidden meaning into that as to why they made these choices. And it's always fun to hear from the guys why they made the choices. What's the story? What's the background behind the image? What's the background behind this logo that each chapter stands behind? And so I love that part of this journey. And so we're gonna share that in just a minute. That's right. The Bearded Villains Lakeshore chapter has decided to let us do the one-of-a-kind announcement of their logo here. And then once it's here, they're gonna start spreading it out to the world. But it's so cool that they waited. And then on top of that, let's talk for a second. On top of that, it was supposed to be the first. They had already been waiting for a week or two. And then on top of that, they were like, oh, well, what power outage? Okay, let's wait a day. Let's wait another day. Let's wait another day. And what do? They just waited. They waited this thing out with me. I think that's so cool. So kudos to you guys. Thank you so much for having patience so that we could roll with this thing. So we are going to share that here in just a few minutes. Their new logo, talk a little bit about it, what it means to them, and why they chose what they chose. We are also, this episode, as we've talked about a little bit, we talked about coming into 2021 and New Year's resolutions. I know we sent out a few. Shocked me was out of all the submissions I got for people's one words for this one word challenge, there was not two people that had the same word. How cool is that? So we're going to get into that here in just a few minutes. But yeah, the one word challenge is a really cool thing. I think we're going to make that an annual thing here with the podcast. Each year, we're going to have one word. After we do everybody else's, I'm going to give you my one word. And then we're also going to talk about a few other little things here and there. Talk about what some of our other chapters are doing in this episode. But I know my word, I'm getting shirts made. I'm getting a few shirts made for myself that I can wear during the week, that I can wear as the year goes on. And it's my 2021 word because I think it means a lot specifically to me. And that's what was really cool in these submissions, listening to everybody's explanations about why they chose the word that they chose and what it means to them. It would mean something completely different to me. But what it means to them and how it's going to drive them, how it's going to push them through in 2021, it's such a cool thing. Such a cool thing. Well, guys, okay, this is the time. Those of you who are not normal viewers here on the live stream, this is when I reach into the little grab bag here and say hello to everybody that I know for a fact is here. Those of you who have been here live, making comments within the stream, I want to say thank you and say hello to some of you. Now, if you have a name that I know you by otherwise, I'm going by what the name is here on the screen name. I wouldn't know otherwise unless you're a regular viewer. So a lot of people have YouTube channel names and partner names that aren't their own. So Derek, hello, how are you doing, buddy? Jay, thanks so much. We're gonna hear from Jay a little bit later. Gator, of course, is in the house. Gator, by the way, such a cool thing. He was one of the people that was recently featured on the BV page, the story section, with all of his inspirational stuff that he always gives us each day. One of his inspirational little speeches, his pick-me-ups, talking about 2021 was in there, I believe. So very cool stuff. So congratulations to you, Gator. Let's see, after Gator, Derek, Jay, we have Kevin. Kevin's in the house. Megan, I believe it's Megan, if it's not Megan. Mulligan, Mr. Mars is in the house. Mr. Mars, Mr. Angel's Envy. How you doing, buddy? Sharissa, where Sharissa is, we know Jay's here, and vice versa. The Bearded Lumberjack's hanging out with us. So cool, so cool. Thanks again to you for providing, through Jay, for providing some of your Bearded Lumberjack stuff a few weeks back. Very cool stuff. Good quality products, beard products. So give them a shout if you're looking for something that has really, really strong, lasting scents. Give them a shout out again. Ashley, how you doing? Let's scroll back through here and make sure I'm not missing too many people here. Christopher's in the house. I want to say, Nima, I know we got a bunch of people from Lakeshore here that I've never met in person. Kevin, how you doing? But Lakeshore is representing. They're here. They want to see the logo release. Very cool stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Connor's in the house. Thank you guys so much for being here. As I scroll through, I want to make sure I don't. Joe, what is happening, Joe? BVTO in the house. Antonio's here from TO as well. All right. Let's see. We got anybody else? Ryan's in the house with a boom. All right. As we scroll through, guys, this is so cool to see. I love this aspect of it. We get to see the little bit of talking and conversation going on throughout the podcast. Scott Good is in the house asking, "What's up, boys?" All right, guys. So we've been here for a few minutes. Do we want to get into it? Let's get into it. We're going to scroll right into the big news of the day. One of the big newses of the day, anyway. One of the big newses. The first thing I want to do, actually, is I'm going to let you sit on pins and needles for just a second more. Just a second more. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Lakeshore guys. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to a couple of other chapters. As we see other things going on in the world, we always love to give shout outs to our other chapters. As you guys know, I've been putting little overlays here on the live stream to show some of the love for our chapters that I am able to find information on. Not every chapter that's out there that's doing charity work shares their stuff, even the small stuff, unless it's a really big event. But I encourage everybody, share what you're doing, share pictures, because you have no idea what it'll do for inspirational purposes to other guys, other chapters. So I want to give a quick shout out. First Coast Villains. They were working, we talked about it a little bit. First Coast Villains were working on this Purple Stride walk. And over their efforts with the Purple Stride walk, I think they had a patch out there as well. They were able to raise $2,154 on their Purple Stride walk. That's our First Coast Villains down in Jacksonville. Very cool to see. So congratulations to you guys. Great work done there for you. And then also, I want to mention the Bearded Villains Central England. They put out something. This was kind of cool. That just kind of was a year-end scope for them. And the Bearded Villains Central England chapter, over the course of this past year in 2020, they were able to, throughout all their efforts that they did in the charity world, they were able to donate £7,000, which essentially correlates to approximately, if my math was correct, $9,495 in U.S. funds to various charities over in England. So congratulations to you guys over there as well. Such a cool thing to see. Okay. For those of you who don't know, most of you do, I'm BP. This is The Heart of a Villain. We are on episode 64. Thank you guys so much for being here. I do greatly appreciate it. Now, let's get in to the good stuff. Let's get into the good stuff. Stand by for a second. Cheers. That's why the mute button's there. So you don't have to hear me swallow. Okay, guys, here we go. So I'm going to do this in a couple of different segments here, real quick. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play for you the video of the actual logo release. This is their official logo release video that they came up with. And I'll preface this with something cool. We are setting a trend here in BV circles. We are setting a trend. No longer, gone are the days of just, hey, here's our logo, we're going to throw out a picture, right? Now we've set a trend. We've set a trend between Lakeshore and us here in Northern Indiana now. We're trying to start a trend. Let's see some logo releases with a cool video. Create some fun video. And so that's what we did here. The Bearded Villains Lakeshore guys did a really cool video. Excuse me. Really nice video. And we're gonna scroll right through this now. This is your breaking news. Okay, here now is the official logo release for the Bearded Villains Lakeshore chapter. This pride is our family. There it is, guys. We're going to get right into that. We're going to scroll through that. We're going to talk about all the different imagery in there, what it means to these guys. I'm going to share this one more time because it goes by kind of quick, but we're going to throw right through it. We're going to talk all about it. Let's do this one more time. The Bearded Villains Lakeshore. Guys. So, wanted to talk to Dano about this. I wanted to find out why. Why did you guys choose what you chose? What does it mean to you guys? And so, there's always a story behind this. And that's part of the cool stuff about it, right? So, I did a short little interview with Dano. Let's hear about this logo. Let's hear about why they chose what they chose and what it means to them. Here now from Dano. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed the logo release of the Lakeshore Bearded Villains. The Bearded Villains Lakeshore have a brand new logo, brand new identity, and the captain of the Bearded Villains Lakeshore chapter is going to join us here now to describe to us why they chose what they chose and what it all means. He's a man who has kept his word and wanted to release it live here on the podcast. So I'm going to bring him in. Dan, how you doing?
Good, brother. Glad to be back.
Oh man, I'm excited that you wanted to wait for this. I know a lot of times, guys, when they finally get the approval and they get the approval to finally release the logo, that's one of those things you're really excited to be able to send out into the world and share. So thanks so much for staying true, and I think this is cool. It's the first time we've ever done this on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I know probably like your own guys that everyone's chomping at the bit. They're excited. They want to put it on their IG pages, but I'm nothing if not a man of my word. I said we'd do it live, and here we are.
Yeah, I never really expected you to do it though. I just figured we were just going to spitball talk about it, and I figured, the timing would, it's just like one of those things because you've had this now approved for several days, and you very easily could have just been like, we'll share it on the podcast too. But this is very cool, so I'm excited that you've done this.
Well, we started the process back in October. We actually used an artist out of Florida. His name's Sueda. He's actually the guy who designed the Villain is Alive logo.
Okay.
So it was a very lengthy process. I mean, as anyone can test, designing a logo from scratch and getting everyone's input and changing this and fixing that and tweaking this thing. It's all a lot of back and forth, but we finally got it to a position where everyone liked it. Nobody had anything, I want the hat tilted like this, or I wanted it 90 degrees backwards or anything else, right? So we're very pleased with it, and big shout out to Sueda. And yeah, we're ready to move forward finally.
Very cool. So let's do this. Let's break it down. Tell us, and we'll do this however you want to. If you want to talk about if there's anything specific about the X Factor, or if you want to just dive into the logo itself.
Yeah, it's mostly the logo.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the logo. What exactly can you tell us about the logo?
So in 1917, Lakeshore Road was the first concrete highway in Ontario. It connected Toronto and Hamilton, much like Bearded Villains Lakeshore is the center point between Toronto and OSW. So it was one of the longest inner city stretches of road in the world. This stretch of highway is known as Highway Number 2. During the monarchy's times in Ontario, they all had the highway signs changed. They added a crown to the top of the sign, and they added the phrase, "The King's Highway." They even made some of the signs blue. Our logo has the same shield shape as the original highway sign. Seeing that it was the King's Highway, it seemed like an obvious choice to make it King of the Jungle. And we even kept the crown on top of the lion as per the original sign. And we even gave it a little throwback with the OG logo being blue, because as some of the signs were changed blue as well. And if you look real close, there's even 2 red scars over his left eye. And that's another throwback to Highway Number 2. So that's how we incorporated all the hidden meaning into our logo.
Very cool stuff. Awesome. I love the bright colors. It's really bright and bold. I think your artist did a bang up job, and I can only imagine how many back and forth. I can only imagine how many times you had to go back and forth with, can we tweak this? Can we tweak that? Or when you saw it come back, like you said, the crown is tilted. But I can only imagine all the processes that it went through to the point where you were like, no, can we just touch this up a little bit? Because I know what that's like.
Well, he did such a great job in designing the logo, but then you have to look at all the different elements that you're actually going to use the logo for. So there used to be a whole bunch of studs right across the front of the crown. Mm-hmm. There was colored jewels in the crown, and we had to look at, okay, well, if we do a patch, if we do it embroidered, you're not going to get any of that finite detail. So we had to scale it back and make it something that still had a lot of detail in it, but maybe eliminate some of the minute things like the rivets in the crown or jewels or, stuff that's not going to come up as it's embroidered is just going to become a big jumbled mess. So we tried to scale it back and still wind up something that we're proud of, and we think it's pretty awesome.
It's very tough, man. It's very tough looking. I love it. I love it. It really stands out, and that's kind of what that's what you hope for. You hope that you can pick something out that you're proud of, but also that's going to stand out across a room, and you're going to be able to see it, and you immediately identify what chapter that's from. So, man, congrats! I think this is a really great start for you guys. It's really cool. Is there any significance to anything on the crown itself?
Well, there is 6 points on the crown. We did ask specifically for 6 because when we started our chapter, there was 6 founding members. I know a lot of chapters wind up starting with 6, so there's usually a throwback to original 6, or we like to use the founding fathers because all 6 of us are parents. And yeah, I mean, we just wanted to make sure that there was a lot of subtlety stuff that maybe someone might ask about, like you're doing now, or it would start a conversation. Well, why is there 6 of this, or why is there a scar over the eye? Just something to make you think about it. And I mean, in reality, we wanted to come out of the gate strong. I mean, every chapter when they design something, they're hoping that whenever they launch it, everyone's going to go, "That's friggin' dope," and everyone's going to want to purchase it, right?
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much, man, for sharing this with us. I know I'm excited. I can't wait. Now, I will ask, even though I know personally how difficult this is to do. You're gonna get questions now that we've released this thing and it's gonna be out in the world. As we are now January 1st, how soon are you planning on being able to share actual merch with the world?
I'd love to give an exact date. I would hope that it would be before the end of January. I mean, much like yourself and any other brand new chapter, they're finding quotes, they're getting samples, trying to find whoever is going to make the best quality image. Maybe they're even setting up a website to launch other merch at the same time, right? And all of that, especially when you're a smaller chapter and you have certain guys that are maybe working from home with how things are running out for 2020. There's only so much time in the day that we can get stuff done. And you may only have a few guys that have that connection, that have that skill set or the ability to reach to those markets.
Yeah.
So I know that we do have 3 quotes. We have the eShop being set up as well. So when we do launch, hopefully we'll be able to launch multiple things at the same time rather than just 2 patches or a shirt and a patch. We'd like to be able to come strong out of the gate and at least have the foundation in place, so it's much easier down the road to just add things. So we're going to launch a brand new hat or something. Okay, we got the design, we're going to pop it into the shop rather than having to sit and wait 3 months while we figure out how to put it in there. Right?
Yeah. That's a great idea, man. That's a great idea. Well, I can't wait, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. Your logo is tough, man. Bearded Villains Lakeshore. It just pops. It just pops. I can't wait to see some stuff with this out. And I'm excited to see you guys share it with the world and see everybody's reaction once they see this thing, because it's always fun to see, and it's fun to see people's reaction to it after the fact, because you know how you feel about it, but then to hear the feedback too is always fun too. So.
Well, we know we had to come hard out of the gate after watching you guys release your logo, right? So it's a tough act to follow. So
yeah. Well, it's funny. Like we talked about off air. I'm excited because now we've kind of, our 2 chapters have set a tone. Now everybody's going to have to create a logo release video of some sort, right? Because otherwise,
somebody's got to blaze the trail, right?
Yeah.
So
Otherwise, they're just going to throw out a patch logo or just a new logo, and people are going to go, "Why didn't you do a video?" So we've set a trend here, so we can be happy about that. Dan, I appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to it, and just keep me posted on all the great things you guys are up to up there.
Will do, and appreciate you having me on, and hopefully everything goes smoothly for you and your family out there, and it's a prosperous and COVID-free 2021.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, man. You be safe, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, take it easy.
All right, bye. And that is Dano from the Bearded Villains Lakeshore chapter. What a cool thing. And I can't say thank you enough for Dano being patient enough. I know that, He's probably out there right now flooding the internet with this logo, as all of you guys should be doing from Lakeshore. Very cool stuff. But make sure you stay on here. Don't leave the podcast. Don't leave the live stream just to go do that. Do that from some other device right now, because we're gonna do some really cool stuff here in just a few minutes. We're gonna be talking about the one-word challenge in just a second. If you are looking for an all-natural beard oil that will not only tame your beard and coarse hairs, but make your beard soft and smell amazing, check out Pulpo Beard Oils. Veteran-owned and made for today's beards, Pulpo beard products combine the best beard ingredients on the market with incredible customer service to ensure your happiness. Whether you need beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, or some fun clothing, Pulpo is the place to go. Feel fresh, feel savage, feel confident with Pulpo Beard Oils. Go to Pulpo Beard Oils, that's Pulpo beardoils.com, and use the code The Heart of a Villain for a discount on your order. Okay. All right, guys, we're flying along here in this episode 64. Very, very cool stuff. I'm excited. I can't tell you how excited I am for this one-word challenge. This is going to be fun to see over the course of the next year. We wanted to get 2020 the hell out of here. We wanted to get 2020 in the rearview mirror, get the hell out of here. Not to say that everything was going to, and we know, we've seen it. We already know that some things have happened in 2021 already as a continuation of 2020. But it just feels like we're turning the page, and it feels like we're moving on. It feels like we're moving forward in a positive direction. And so that's what the one-word challenge is all about. So the first thing I wanted to do, I know some people here who are watching us live did not actually see my challenge that I posted. That was the one-word challenge. So the first thing I'm going to do is share that with you guys now, and then we're going to go to people's one-word challenge, what their responses were. And I'm telling you what, just seeing and hearing people's responses was incredibly, incredibly inspiring to me, to listen to what people wanted to hear about and what they wanted to stand for. So here's my challenge that I laid out for all of you.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal BP here. Let's forget about New Year's resolutions as we know them. I'm looking for one word that's going to describe how you're going to pursue and how you're going to tackle 2021. One word that's going to push you, that's going to drive you, that's going to give you the determination to get everything you want to do in 2021 accomplished. I'm looking for people that'll tackle this one-word challenge with me, people that I can catch up with as the year goes on to find out exactly what you're doing with that one word and how it's pushing you forward to get done exactly what you want to do in 2021. So, are you game? Will you join the challenge with me? What's your one word?
And with that question, what's your one word? I'm telling you what, guys, you guys came out. You guys represented. I'm telling you what, this was by far and away the biggest challenge that I received answers for. Now, I've laid out other challenges to people here on the podcast before, but this one just felt different. This one, I think, resonated with people in a way that other ones haven't. People were looking for a reason to be inspired. People were looking for a reason to look forward to 2021. And so this laid it out for people. This told people, hey, let's be positive. Let's do a little bit of thinking. Take a few moments for yourself and think about what you are going to be about in 2021. And so here was the issue that I had. And this was not, I didn't think about this when I laid out that challenge. I didn't realize that my initial hope was that I would be able to actually do one-on-one interviews for about a minute or two with every person that wanted to take part in this thing. I thought, okay, I'll reach out to people. I'll be able to do quick interviews with people, get their answers, and we'll call it a day, right? But the number of people that wanted to chime in on this thing made that impossible. Absolutely made this impossible. So I was able to get about, I don't even think it was 10, maybe 7 or 8 people interviewed before I realized this was not going to be possible for me in the time fashion that I had, the time frame that I had, that, you know, in the fashion that I wanted to do it in. It wasn't possible. So I told people, send me your videos. One of the other problems that I had with this was that when I reach out and I do interviews with people, usually I do a quick, you know, I do a little double check before I hit record, make sure their internet signal is strong, make sure the everything's working out. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes there's lag. And so one of the things you will notice is in some of these videos that you're going to see, some of the responses, some of the people's video signal lags, but their audio signal stays. So don't so much pay attention to the video signal, because there were a handful of these that I taught when I talked to people, their video signal lagged a little bit. But I left everything as is because the video was behind the audio, but the audio was there. The audio was in time, and you could clearly hear what these people were, what their answers were, and what their responses were. And just so you know, I did not leave this just up to Bearded Villains. I reached out to anybody who is a supporter of Bearded Villains, anybody who follows this podcast, and I let anybody who wanted to take part in this. Now, there are some slackers out there. There were some slackers out there, and you slackers get this. And this. Because you slacked. We had lots of time for you to send. Now, when I sent out the thing and said, hey, okay, now just send me a video. We don't need to set up a time. And we still had a bunch of people that really wanted to. And what's funny is they sent me their word. They actually typed in a comment somewhere or in a direct message. They told me what their word was going to be, but then they didn't follow through. They didn't follow through. I think some of you that did not follow through, I think that needs to be your new word or phrase for 2021. Follow through. I'm going to say it one time, real silently, really peacefully, so that you can record it for me. You can record it for yourselves later and remind yourselves to follow through. Follow through. And for those of you who want to listen when you're sleeping, follow through. Please follow through in 2021. So, that's the issue. But we had a bunch of responses, guys, and I'm really excited to share these with you. One word challenge. What is it that's going to drive you in 2021? Check this stuff out. This was a really cool thing to see. After this video, I'm going to share with you what my one word challenge is, what my one word for 2021 is. I was really worried because when I sent this message out, when I created this challenge to everybody, I was worried that somebody was going to take my word. That really concerned me. I thought, oh crap, I don't want to double up with anybody. So I'm going to have to come up with a new word if somebody takes my word. But nobody took my word. So we're good. Here now is the one word challenge. And those of you who sent in videos or I was able to talk at. So I'm talking with Jay. Jay's up in Canada, and he has a one-word challenge offer for us here. And I understand he's going to try and push my boundaries a little bit with this one, but push the rules. But Jay has a one word for the one-word challenge. What is it, and why did you choose that word?
Well, here's where I'm going to mess with you a little bit, BP. It's not so much a word as it is one, not alpha, not numeric, but one figure. I'm going to roll a semicolon.
Okay.
Semicolon is my word for the year, even though it's punctuation.
Gotcha. Let's hear your what now. For those unfamiliar with what that could mean to you, explain to us what semicolon is.
Basically, it starts with the semicolon campaign. The semicolon campaign is a anti-suicide movement, more or less. Semicolon, of course, is the punctuation you use when the sentence could have ended, but the author decides to go on. So in mental health circles, that's a big thing. We depressives. I'll speak depressives because it's what I relate to. There are those moments where we just want to stop. We just want to end. We don't want to go any further. But with the semicolon campaign, the mentality is to keep pushing and to keep moving forward, not end the sentence, but continue it.
Yeah. I love that, man. I love it. I love the campaign too. And I think it's very cool. Speaks to the man that you are for choosing semicolon. And I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow it to fall under our guidelines here. So I do appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. And I know I'll be talking to you as the year goes on, finding out more about how this is impacting your life.
Also, I don't know if I can do this, but it is tattooed. Hang on. You might have to flip it, but
I can read it.
there's right there, semicolon. Nope,
Yeah.
there.
Yep,
Right there.
on the front.
It ain't over yet. So that's my word.
That's right. All right.
Or
We're
my digit.
He's cheating, but that's okay. He just added a whole sentence onto it, but that's all right. Semicolon for Jay, and we're going to check back with him, see how the year goes with him. Thanks so much, buddy. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yo, what is up? It is the Bearded Irishman, co-capo of the Ohio chapter, coming in with the one-word challenge. My word for the year is yes. Yes to more charity. Yes to more brotherhood. Yes to more family time. Yes to new adventures. Yes to more opportunities, better opportunities. So many times in life we are told no. That one word can ruin your whole day, can ruin your whole year. You may not get approved for a new motorcycle, or you may not get a loan for a house, or you might try to get a job and you're told no. No sucks. So in 2021, I'm going to try to say yes more. Have a good year. I love you. Stay blessed, stay humble, and stay villain till the day I do.
Okay, I've got George here. He's going to tell us what his one word is for the 2021 one word challenge. George, what is it?
It's going to be improve. And the reason why is just after how shitty of a year this was, I just want to improve on my life, on the brotherhood, charity work within our chapter. Because we didn't do a whole lot during 2020. It just made it really hard. So 2021, we really want to bring it back and do as big as we can, just with laws and everything, how it goes. And I just want to improve on myself and me as a human. You can be a little bit better tomorrow than you were today, you know?
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, improve, man. Okay, so I'm going to be checking back with you over the course of 2021 and find out how improve is taking hold of your life, man. That's awesome.
Awesome, man.
All right, I look forward to it.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Okay, here I am now talking with Kelly. Kelly's going to share with us her one-word challenge for the year. What is it, Kelly?
Warrior.
Warrior. Now, why did you decide to choose warrior?
Well, because all last year we had all this stuff, all this year we had stuff going on in 2020. It's kind of been my word for the last 2 years, actually. Because, everything I went through health-wise. But I mean, it's something, we got to dig deep, when something's going on in our life, like right now, you're a warrior, you got to fight it, and with us, like in the Villainettes or whatever, like with my girls, we have a room specifically called the Warrior Chat for like specific reasons like this, it's like hard to talk about subjects and like what's going on in your life and in the world, what's bothering you. And it's helped me a lot. And that's why, warriors, we all are, that's what we are.
I love it. I love it. Kelly, for this year, for 2021, the word is warrior. I look forward to checking back with you as time goes on and seeing how that word is pushing you through 2021.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Okay, Dan, let's do it. I need your one word for 2021, bud.
Selfless. Giving of ourselves, giving to our community, being the change we want to see.
Great. And how are you going to push that forward next year, 2021? Well, next year. It's the new year. How are you going to push that forward now?
Well, we've already put together our calendar with monthly things that we want to do. Hopefully COVID doesn't railroad things like it did the previous year, but we'll continue to find a way to be out in the community, make a difference, and help people. That's selfless acts.
I love it. I love it. Okay. I'm going to be checking back with you as the year goes on and finding out how selfless. That's awesome. How has affected your year, man.
Perfect.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
My one word for 2021 would most definitely be pride. I've carried a lot of pride this year in seeing how our brothers and sisters have all worked together, come together, overcame immense amounts of obstacles this year, some smaller, some mountain-sized. Everybody's really come together, really shown what this family and community can do, and it just drives me to do that much better in the new year, to see what I can do and to feel like I'm doing enough to even be a part of some of the amazing people that have stepped up their game this year. So thank you, BP, for all that you do, of course, as always. Thank you to all the brothers and sisters for everything that you do. I'm proud of every single one of you, and I can't wait to see what 2021 has to bring. Thank you.
Okay, I'm talking with Puzzle Man. Puzzle Man, our brother Hector. Man, tell me what your word is and why'd you choose it?
So my word is renew. The reason why I chose renew is because I'm in a new place right now. I'm in a new state of mind, and I want to renew the things that got me started in this and why I do what I do. So one word, renew. And that's what I'm choosing to go with and what I'm choosing to do from this moment forward.
Renew. I love it, buddy. I love it. I look forward to checking back with you and seeing how renew becomes your word for the year.
Blue Puma, Captain BVNYUS. My word is hopeful. Been a rough, hard year for most of us with COVID and all the other hardships and all the turmoil going on in the country and around the world. Faced with all the problems we've had, most of us have found a way to be successful in our adventures as chapters, as families, as people. I'm hopeful that in the following year, regardless of what happens, that we can continue to be successful in our adventures. I'm hopeful that we can continue to grow and show how strong this brotherhood is, regardless of everything else that's going on around us. Focus on the brotherhood. Focus on each other. Love you.
Okay, Derek, tell me, what is your word for 2021 and why have you chosen that word?
My word is focus. And I chose that to do more, focus more with the chapter, doing more things with them. I'm involved, but I'm going to get more involved along with family, better health, and getting more of, I guess, my company up off the ground that I'm working on.
It takes focus, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to take some focus. All right. So I'm going to be checking back with you as 2021 goes along and just verifying with you, making sure you're staying up with focus and finding out how focus has helped you out and pushed you through to 2021, man.
Yeah, it works.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks so much for participating.
No, not a problem. Thank you so much, VP.
Thank you.
Hey, so I'm going to do the word challenge this year, and my word for the year is healing. I had a horrible 2020 and with a breakup and so on, and so for this year, for 2021, I'm going to heal my heart, I'm going to heal my soul, I'm going to heal my body and heal everything that was broken in 2020. And so for this year, that's my goal and my challenge, is to heal everything that was broken in 2020. And so I hope that everybody else has a great word, and this challenge is awesome. So go for it.
Nate Wigman here, Proby with the Bearded Village, Chicago. Hope everyone's doing well. Had a safe and happy new year. So my word is relentless. 2020 was a series of knee knocks. Get knocked down, get back up again. Get knocked down, get back up again. 2021, let's not fool ourselves. It's not going to be any different. We still have a lot of struggles ahead of us. But you know what? We can do this if we're relentless. If we become an unstoppable force. Unyielding. You can't give in. This year, I've struggled on a new adventure. I forced myself to take chances, to take risks, put myself out there, open up the doors to the world. I managed to go from not so good to good from midsummer till now. I'm looking to go from good to great here in the next few months, because by spring, I intend on being an unstoppable force, unyielding, undaunting, not giving up, because I will be relentless in my pursuit to take care of those that I care about, and myself and my brothers, no matter what it takes. Relentless. Stay strong. Stay bearded. Stay villain.
My name is Jacob. I am the owner of the Bearded Lumberjack. I wanted to participate in this one word to define your 2021. I thought that was a really cool idea. And with a little bit, more than a little bit of encouragement from Jay or J13, I figured I'd send this in. So my word for 2021 is determined. I had a pretty good 2020. I spent a lot of time on the Bearded Lumberjack. I got merch, new products, built my website, and I'm determined to kind of keep that going, keep developing my product, my brand, and hopefully everybody will see a little bit more of me next year. Happy New Year, everybody.
Okay, I'm talking with Brent from Southern Indiana. Brent, tell me, what is your one word for 2021, and why did you choose it?
My one word for 2021 is hope. Because right now we all need a little hope. Hope that we get through the virus pandemic going on. Hopefully that the cure thing for the shots works and everybody can get back to normal swing of things, get back to going to meets and things like that.
All right. So I'm going to be checking back with you later in the year to find out how hope has changed your year and set you on the right course for 2021, man.
Okay.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, Mike, tell us, what's your one word for 2021 and why?
It's going to be positivity, man. With all the negative things going on, I feel like just being positive about things is just going to be the way to go this year. So anything can be better with a smile and a light. So that's going to be my word. That's what I'm going to stick to, even in trying times, man.
That's awesome. Positivity.
Yeah.
Positivity.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to be checking back with you over the course of the next year and making sure I keep you on task, find out how positivity has changed your way of thinking and is driving you in 2021.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, Clay, man, all the way from Victoria chapter. Tell me, buddy, what is your one word for 2021 and why'd you choose it?
My word for 2021 BP is focused. Next year, I've got a focus more on my family. I've probably, I don't know, with work and everything, probably neglected that side just a touch. And focus on our goal of getting ourselves into a position where we can buy a house. So it's been a goal to provide something solid for my kids. And yeah, I think we're going to really knuckle down this year and make that happen.
That's great, bro. That's great. Okay. I'm looking forward to being able to hook back up with you over the course of 2021 and find out how that word has really affected you and how it's driven you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Yeah, keen to check back in all the time.
You bet. All right. Take care, man. Stay safe.
Thanks, bro. You too.
Okay. I'm talking with Bull. Dude, tell me, what's your one word for 2021 and why?
All right, brother. What's going on? So my word for 2021 is yesterday. Now, most people sit there and look forward to tomorrow. They look for the finish line. They look for progress in any given direction. And this year, I'm actually going to sit there and try to look back to yesterday to learn from it and be better than that every single day moving forward. And I honestly feel that 365 times I've tried to beat the day before that, regardless of what it is, whether it's work, personal, family, friendship, brotherhood, whatever the case is. I honestly think that at the end of 2021, it will be the best version of me that I could possibly be.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Okay. I'll be checking back with you next year or this year, 2021, and finding out how that word has affected your life, buddy.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it.
Take care.
You too.
Okay. I'm talking with Joe. Tell us, Joe, what's your one word for 2021 and why?
My one word for 2021 is going to be drive. I kind of feel like 2020, most of the year was spent kind of on autopilot. We were just kind of moving along, going with the motions. Nobody really knew what we were going to be able to do or how we were going to be able to do it by the end of it. So most of us really didn't accomplish a whole lot throughout the year. I don't feel like. So 2021 is going to be a big year. I think people have kind of figured out how to live a little bit more with what's going on in the world. So it gives us a little bit easier to push through and accomplish those things. Big thing that, I want to accomplish with that drive is me and another brother in upstate New York started the Unicorn Squad to start doing some smaller charity stuff with kids, trying to put some smiles back on some kids' faces to give them a little bit of normalcy again.
Damn, man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. A bunch of grown men in beards dressed up like unicorns, just kind of acting a fool.
Well, I'm definitely going to hit you up and find out more about the Unicorn Squad. And I'm looking forward to it, man. Drive. That's a good word. It's a good word. I'm looking forward to checking back with you over 2021 and finding out how drive is pushing you forward, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping everything goes good. And there's going to be some hiccups with 2021 and, still with the Corona stuff rolling out. But I think if everybody just kind of keeps that drive and keeps digging and keeps pushing themselves, things will start becoming easier and more normal, and we can get back to getting out there and doing things like we always had before all this craziness happened.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. All right, Joe, thanks so much for joining in with this, and I will talk to you later, buddy.
All right, brother, appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay, BP, my word going into 2021 is going to be pressure. A lot of people noticed my Instagram name change to Gator_apply_pressure, right? Okay, the most rare form of stones are formed from continuous pressure, which is how I believe I was built, was through continuous pressure throughout my life, helped me become who I am now, okay? My goal is to just continuously put pressure on people's minds, their thoughts, the way they think, through my actions and through my words, okay? The more that I can show people how far I've come from where I started, the more pressure that puts on them to become better themselves. My goal is to just help others become better through my actions and through my words. The better I become, the better I can help them become. That's all I got, baby.
Wow. Guys, I know watching some of the comments come through during that time of that video, it's inspiring. It's amazing to see what words mean to people and what drives them to be inspired by those words. There were certain words that were chosen by some of these people that I never would have taken in the way that they did. And the word that I chose for 2021 is probably not one that would mean as much to many of you as it does to me. But so cool to see. And as we look back on some of these words, guys, yes, improve, renew, focus, selfless, yesterday, warrior, hopeful, healing, pride, positivity, determined, drive, focused, relentless, pressure, renew. I'm totally inspired, and I can't wait to look back halfway through the year, a quarter of the way through the year, and reach out to some of you. Now, some of you have other words that you didn't share. Some of you had words that you wanted to share that for one reason or another you didn't. The only thing I can tell you is live those words. Find your word for the year. Live it. Write it down daily. Get it made on a shirt. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have mine made on a few shirts so that I can wear them through the year to inspire me. So, thank you everybody who reached out, everybody who took part in this. It was so cool to see the variety of words that we have out there, and to hear what's on people's hearts, what's on people's minds, and what's important to them to drive them in this next year. So for me, I'm going to share mine with you guys. And mine was pretty easy for me to think about. The only difference was I was trying to decide in what format I wanted to use, what tense, exactly which word I wanted to use for what it is that I wanted to say for my 2021. And so all I can say is that for my 2021, my word is move. Move. Now, why did I choose move? Because to move is to change your position or go in a specified manner, to change in place. It's a change that's in place, to make progress. To move means to take action. To move means to influence or prompt. And many of you have heard me talk before when I've mentioned about the strange events that happen in our lives, about how when we wonder, why did we end up where we ended up? About how we just happened to be going down the street, walking this way or the other, and by no set of circumstances that seemed to make any sense to you at all, you ended up in a specific place at a specific time in order to be there for something or to be there for someone. And many of you have heard me say before, I refer to that as playing chess with God. And there's a book coming out. I'm in the process of that. But for me, it's a bigger sense to move. It's like changing the position of a piece on a board game. And as I've always said, my crazy sense of the world says that there are times in our lives where we don't know where we're going to be. We don't know why we're where we are. But somebody does. And I'm not going to get into specifically a big religious discussion here, but the feeling of being someplace when you don't see a reason why. It's like we are chess pieces and we are being moved around on this board that is the world that we live in for us to be there when we need to be there. So for me, 2021, my word is move, because I want to take action. I want to influence. I want to prompt. I will need to make progress both outwardly and inward. Whenever I'm sitting around by myself thinking, what am I doing? Move. That's the voice that's going to be in my head. I need to make better choices for my own health. I need to make better choices for my own physical conditioning. As many of us always say we do. To work out, to be healthier, all that stuff is one of those things that we say every year. But when I'm sitting on the couch, when I'm watching TV, when I find myself sitting there contemplating whatever in the day, move. Move. If I plan to make any progress in myself or in my life, I can't do that by staying stagnant. I can't do that by remaining just the same as I currently am, as I currently have been. I have to move. 2020 was stagnant. 2021, I need to move. So, those are our words, guys, for 2021. Thank you so much to everybody who has participated in this. I look forward to reaching out and finding out how your words have touched you, have pushed you just as much as I want you to do the same to me. I look forward to people 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road asking me, how am I moving? In what ways am I moving? We need to hold each other accountable to this and do what we can for a successful 2021, guys. I'm so excited for this. So excited to see how everything has been and where we're going. Okay. Guys, we are rolling along here, finishing things up. This is the time when we do our calendar of events. And really right now, I only have 2 things. I only have 2 things on the calendar. The 2 things that are on my calendar right now are January 9th, coming around the corner here, this weekend. The Smoky Mountain Bearded Villains have their 3rd anniversary beard competition and celebration of their 3 years in East Ridge, Tennessee. Hit up the Bearded Villains down there in Smoky Mountain for further information. Reference their 3rd anniversary beard comp. It's going to be a good time for those of you who are able to make it. Please, for everybody that is going, please be safe. I know that COVID restrictions are going crazy right now, and I know that COVID numbers are going crazy right now around the country. So please, while you're there, use common sense, be safe to whatever ends you think that applies to you. I'm not one to spout and get on here and talk about all sorts of restrictions, but just be safe and do what you think you need to do to be safe for yourself. And then February 27th, this is the only other one that I've got on my calendar right now as far as a specific date. So if you have something going on and I'm not listing it, please reach out and let me know. I'll get it on here. I'll share it. I'll throw it on the Facebook. I'll throw it on the Instagram. I'll share it all over. Help you out. That's what it's all about, guys. But February 27th, 2021, we've got the Bearded Villains Southern Indiana Polar Plunge. Hit up those bad boys. Bearded Villains of Southern Indiana. For further information, it's the first polar plunge of the year that I'm aware of from the BV side of things. They did some really cool stuff last time around at their polar plunge. Well represented, and they're doing bang things down there, man, guys. They're doing some great things in Southern Indiana with that chapter. So if you want to help out, if you want to participate, hit up the Bearded Villains Southern Indiana chapter, February 27th for their polar plunge. Very cool, guys. Yes. 1776 Beard Company says to us, smelling like this is going to become the annual Heart of a Villain one-word challenge. Well, I didn't create said challenge, but I can tell you what, I'm jumping on board with it for sure. And I think it's a great thing. And I've already said I'm going to make this an annual thing for us. This podcast is going to do this every year. We're going to challenge people. And if that means that I end up with 75 submissions from people and we have a video that lasts an hour long and that's the entire podcast, that's fine. I'm all for it. I want to share that because I think as you guys have found out, listening to and hearing about these words from other people, hearing what the words mean to them and how it's going to drive them is inspiring to us all. So I'm stoked, guys. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to hear how things are going for everybody. And yeah, good stuff, guys. Thank you to everybody who has been here live today for episode 64. It means it means so much to me, guys. You have no idea what it means. But it's time. It is time. That is going to wrap up episode 64, guys, of The Heart of a Villain. Remember, you can still buy those shirts, patches, pins at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. The shirts that you buy will be pre-order, but patches, pins, and poker chips, we have those in stock. So hit up theheartofavillain.simplecast.com for all that good stuff. They'll be sent to you right away. I want to challenge all of you guys, as I always do, to be the villain that the world needs you to be. Be the villain the world needs you to be, because the heart of a villain never stops beating. Finally, guys, as I always say, it's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. So for now, guys, have a great week. I would say the weekend, but we're already into the week. Have a great week ahead. I'll see you Friday. Take care. Stay safe, guys.